Welcome to Link and Learn. Data collection is a crucial part in online classroom management. In this video, we will see how we can efficiently collect and manage data using Google Forms and Google Sheets. Let's watch the video. To use Google Forms, open your browser and browse to forms.google.com. And now you are in the Google Forms interface. You can start using a blank template, or you can select from the available predefined templates. I am going to create a blank template. Now you have created an untitled Google form, and you can edit this form according to your need. On top of the form, you have two different sections, the questions and response. Questions will display all the questions, and response sections contains all the different response from your students. For every Google form, it is better to link a spreadsheet with the form. Click on the spreadsheet icon so that you can create a new spreadsheet or select an existing spreadsheet. In this case, I am going to create a new spreadsheet so that all the responses will be stored in the Excel file. The questions will be on top as column headings, and in each row you will get the entries by your students. On the top right corner of the Google form, you have three icons. First one is the customize theme icon. Click on that so that you can change or customize the header image and select an image and select insert so that the header image will be changed. Select a theme color and a background color, and you can also change the font style. If you go to the form, you can see the changes. And the second one is the preview. If you click on the preview button, you can view the Google form as a student. And the third one, the gear icon, is the settings, where you can set the different settings for your Google form. I am going to collect the details of students of class 9 A division. I am going to change the title of the Google form. As you can see, when I change the title of the form on the top left corner, the title in the Google form also changes. You can also add a description for your Google form. Besides the Google form, you have different options so that you can customize your Google form. The first one is the add questions. Using this option, you can add the different types of questions in Google form. Second one, import questions. If you want to export questions from a previously created Google form, you can click this icon and select the Google form from which you want to import questions. You can always add title and description in your Google form at any point of time. You can click on this icon in order to create a title and description. The next one is the add image icon. You can click on this icon so that you can attach an image in the Google form by specifying the URL or by uploading it from the PC. The next section is the add video section. You can attach a video from YouTube by searching in the search box or by typing the URL to the particular video. And the last one is the add section. You can have multiple sections in your Google form. Click on the add section icon to create a new section. The important thing is that the student has to successfully complete section 1 in order to go to section 2. I'm going to remove this section. Now we will see how we can collect the data of the students. Click on the add question icon. Type in the question and select the question type. So the type of question will be automatically detected by the Google form. In this section, the student is expected to type in their name. It is a short answer type question. Since it is a mandatory question, you have to switch on this required button. You have another two options, which is duplicate and delete question. If you go to the three dots, you can add a description for the question and you can have a validation. You have to make sure that this particular short answer is a text. You can specify the error message here. The next question is date of birth. Google form automatically detects the date of birth and change the type of the question to date, since it is expecting a particular date from the student. It is also mandatory. The third question is address. Since address can be a bit long, the type of question should be changed from short answer to paragraph. It is also a mandatory section. And if you want the student to upload their photograph, you can always add a different type of question. Which is file upload. Click on continue so that the file will be saved in your Google Drive. You can specify what type of files the student has to upload. For that, you can turn on allow only specific file types and select image from it. And you can set the number of files that the student must upload and the maximum file size. It supports up to 10 GB. Let's make it mandatory. Assume that you want to know whether the student have received the textbook for the different subjects. You have to make use of either the multiple choice grid question or the checkbox grid question. The only difference is that multiple choice grid will be having radio buttons and checkbox grid will be having checkboxes. Select any one of these and type in the question: textbook, received. And in the rows, you can specify the different subjects like science, computer science, English, and in the column section, you will be having two entries, which is yes or no. Make it mandatory, and you can always change the order of questions by simply clicking and dragging the different questions. One more question to get the phone number of the student. And phone number. It's a mandatory thing and it should be a number. This validation statement automatically appears in the Google Form questions. It detects the questions automatically and takes an appropriate validation for you. We will specify an invalid input error message if somebody tries to add a value other than a number. And we can also add one more type of question, which is the drop down. You can use this section to find the section of the student, whether the student is LP or UP or HS or HSS. Make it mandatory. Since all these different sections and questions are mandatory, please make sure that the require a response in each row is turned on. Once the questions are placed, click on preview so that you can view the form as a student. So now you have the form. Now I will show you how to create different sections in Google Forms. Click on Add Section and a new section will be created. I am using this section to collect the details of the parents. It is not mandatory to give the error message, but still it will be better for the students to understand what mistake they have made. So now we have two different sections in the Google form. Click on the preview button so that you can view the Google form. The second section is not shown in the preview because the student has to submit the section 1 successfully in order to go to section 2. So I have completed the Google form. Now it is time to set some privileges and form settings. Under General tab, you can check whether this form collects the email addresses of the students or not. You can always limit the response to only one so that the student will have to sign in to a particular Google account and the student will be able to submit the form only once. You can permit editing after submission and show summary charts and text responses to the students and the maximum size of all files uploaded. Under Presentation tab, you can show the progress bar to the students so that they will get to know how far they have completed. Shuffling question order. This particular option is actually used when the Google form is used for online quizzes or online examinations. That's the topic for another video. And once the form is successfully submitted, you can show a message to the student as an acknowledgement. And if you go to quizzes section, you can convert a Google form into a quiz. I will detail this section in another video. Click on save so that the changes are saved. And once all the settings has been done, click on send so that you can send this Google form as an email invitation to the students. You can always add collaborators so that you can work in team to create a Google form. Or else you can go to the link section and get the link to the Google form and send it to the students. Shorten the URL so that the URL is more manageable and you can send this to the student. Or if you are trying to embed this Google form in your website, go to embed HTML section and you will get the code here. This particular form cannot be used in website since it is collecting files. Go to the top right corner, click on the 3 dots and you have a bunch of different options. Undo option helps to revert the changes that you have done. You can always make a copy of the Google form or delete it to the trash, get a pre-filled link or print the Google form, add collaborators, or you can edit the script for the Google form, or you can have add-ons. Add-ons will give additional features to Google Forms. You can set the preference in preference sections. Preview the Google form. Now I am going to add some sample data in Google form. you might have noticed I have given a wrong phone number or an invalid phone number. You can change or modify the validation statement so that you can have a powerful Google form. Once the data is entered, open the Google form and go to the response section to view the response to your Google form. You can always open the Google Sheet so that you can view all the data. Download this Google Sheet by going to File and Download as Microsoft Excel file, and use the Excel file for different purposes.